Well, hi everybody. What a lot of weather we've been having just lately. Unbelievable after all that beautiful sunshine. The last 2 days have been torrential here. The bottom of the yard has only just started to dry out. We did get quite a collection of water down there, and it came down that hard. My water butt, actually, the water butt in the corner there, in less than 2 hours was full. It absolutely threw it down. The wind actually blew both of these trays off into the pond. I had to tie my iris down, as you can see. It blew that straight in the pond. I had to tie that down. The tree itself has all been blown down, so it's all facing out this way now instead of growing upwards. So I've got to cut all that back. It's given the pond quite a bit of stick with the lilies and that sort of thing. Started to flatten out the plant the other end. That's all hanging in the pond. I've got to take all that out, get that out. I did take my hanging baskets down, but they did get a bit of a bashing, I'm afraid. They didn't fare too well, and the others I've had to take down, but I'll get them put up and see if we can revive them a little bit. But the whole garden has taken quite a bashing. The lawn's grown. I've got to get that cut, so I've got quite a bit of work out here now. The only thing that seems to have done well out of it is the plant right down the bottom. It's really come well. Looks lovely, that does. It's survived it well, but it's tucked away there. But otherwise, I did have a lot of lilies, but the flowers, but they got sunk, I'm afraid. And like I say, this bush has got to be all cut back now. It's all bent down instead of standing up. So I've got plenty to do. The actual pond plants are taking over slightly, so I've got them to have a look at. I've got to cut them back a bit. I can't get at the pond, so some of them grasses are going to have to go. Everything's growing well. It's just the last 2 days, well, all you in the UK will know what I'm talking about. We've had quite a storm or two, but it's calmed down now. There's hardly any breeze. It's lovely. Sun's trying to break through, and I've got a lot of clearing up to do. As you can see, I did actually get my hanging baskets back up, but they have had a bit of a bashing, I'm afraid. They look a bit worse for wear. I did get one or two ask me about the seat that's down there. I did make that several years ago now. It is made of cement. They're quite easy to make, actually. I did make 3 or 4, but I gave the others away, and this is the only one I got left, and the wife won't part with this one because I've put that there on it. I don't know whether you can see it, but I put that there on it, so we have to keep this one. I did also make a tree trunk as well. I'll just take you and show you that. There you go, guys, that's the tree trunk I made. It's quite big, actually. But that's a tree trunk I made. I did make 1 or 2 bits and pieces for people. That is actually sat on my front lawn. It does actually need restaining. I really must get around to it one of these days. But yeah, quite novel. You'll find videos of how to do it on YouTube. There's several videos there that will show you how to do it. It's just a wire mesh, and then you cement it round, and you make all your grain in your stumps with the head of a nail, actually. They're quite easy to do. Well, guys, the order of the day today is to cut the lilies back a little bit. I'm running out of surface area of the pond, so I just want to cut them back a little bit. Not a lot. I will still want to leave the koi plenty of cover, but just to take them back a little bit, just so that we've got a bit more surface area on the pond. Okay, guys, I hope you can see that. I've taken a few of them out. I've not gone mad. Obviously this weather, it's 30 degrees again today. Obviously this weather, the koi do need the shade. But I've just taken it so the skimmer actually works. The skimmer couldn't work on half of it. So I've just gone round and taken the wide ones off so that everything can function as it should. Right, so what I'm doing here is I've taken the centre plant out. Because all the plants, I totally misplanted them really, because they're all pretty tall plants, it made it difficult to see the fish. So what I'm doing, I've taken the centre one out, a good idea of having your plants like this, because you can just take them out. I've taken the plant out and I've got it over here. I've taken it out of the box, managed to get it out of the box, and what I want to do is cut all this tall grassy stuff out. I want to get rid of that and just have the low level, this sort of stuff. I just want that in there in the centre of the pond around that wall, so that it doesn't impair your vision so much. I want to get rid of all this grassy old stuff, the tall stuff. I mean, this is all, you're never going to get this apart. It's all overrun by roots in the box itself. It's just a mass of roots. Don't know whether you can see that. Just one big mass of roots, so you're never going to get them out of there. So what I want to do is just cut this section off, this end, and replant it if I can. Try to save some of them low growing plants basically, and get rid of all that grassy stuff. Right guys, so that's got the end chopped off I wanted off without the grass. It's a bit of a job, I'll tell you. So now I've got to dispose of that obviously, and then get that there back into the tray there so it can carry on growing. Okay guys, there we go. The smaller low growing plant is now on its own, we hope, in the tub. So I'll just get that back in the pond now and then dispose of that somehow. Anyway, let's get this back in the pond. And there we go guys, much better. I like that a lot better, and I can actually see in my pond now. So let's just hope that thrives. I'm not quite sure about that one yet, but we'll leave it for a minute. It'll break out that box anyway. Their irises are a bit deadly for breaking out their boxes. They just keep growing and growing. But yeah, I like that there, that's quite good. I just got to trim the other one back. It's starting to spread across the pond, so I want to get in there and cut that one back as well. And I might even do the same with that basket, get rid of the grass. But that'll do me for now on that one. Great stuff. Well guys, we're back to the scorching summer again. We did get some rain. It filled the water butt in about an hour and a half, so it did come down quite heavy. But the sun's back now, and they reckon it's here for the rest of this week, so all's well there. There was just something I did want to show you, just in case you ever think of doing something like this. As you will know, in the filter house, just bear with me, in the filter house I've got my Backy River, which runs along the side of the shed on a shelf there. Now I did reinforce all the struts that I was fixing it to. I did use extra shelving, doubled it up to take the weight. Since I've put it in, I have noticed just lately my shed door wasn't fitting. So I think the weight of it was slightly pulling the whole shed over. I couldn't get the door shut. So what I've had to do, I've dropped struts in down there and another one a bit further up to take some of the weight, which has made it better. I can shut my shed door again. But it was actually the constant weight of it twisting the shed over. So I've fixed that now. I can actually shut my shed door, so it's not too bad at all. But if you think of doing anything like that, just do take precautions. Get it propped up properly. I did hope the shelving would hold it, but there is too much weight for the shed itself. Shelving holds it okay, but the shed was the problem. On a sad note, I'm afraid, my cat that you have seen in several of my videos, I'm afraid passed away this week. We lost her, bless her. So it's the last we'll see of her in my videos. She was a beautiful cat, used to follow me everywhere, seemed to take to me for some reason. But unfortunately she got really poorly and passed away this week. So I will miss her, most definitely. Well, hi everybody. I just thought I'd let you know I'm seeing my garden and pond for the first time in quite a while. I've not been very well, to be honest. I had really bad stomach ache. Ended up getting rushed to hospital in an ambulance and found out I'd got gallstones and an irregular heartbeat, so I really had a good time of it. So I've not been about for a while, that's why nothing's been done and nothing's been released, and as you can see everything's needing attention. It's a really lovely sunny day here today, it's gorgeous. But I'm back now, hoping. Back in action. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, I've never had pain like it in my entire life, but there you go, that's just by the by. I have to say I'm not very keen of hospitals at all. Males especially, I think doctors are never happy unless they're pushing something into you or up you. I don't think I'll ever dare lay on my side and bring my knees up to my chest ever again. But there you go. The fish all look good, my wife's done a lovely job of looking after them, bless her. She even cleaned out the pump, the basket on the inline pump, she even cleaned that out, managed to get that cleaned for me. So she's done really well. Now as you can see down there, I am just trickling tap water into the pond, just to top it up a little. Your fish, there are minerals in tap water that are good for your fish. If you use one of these 3 canister filter systems, they can remove a lot of the minerals that are actually good for your fish. I believe if you just top your pond up slowly with tap water, only wants to be a trickle, not too fast at all, and put it where the water is actually moving in your pond, like under a waterfall or under an airstone, so it mixes very quickly with the pond water. A top up with tap water now and again is quite good for your fish, because like I say, the canister filters can remove the actual minerals in tap water, the chlorine and the other chemicals. I can see my lawn needs a good cut, so this is the first time I've been out here for a while, so I've brought you out with me so we can see what's going on. The garden doesn't look too bad at all. Wonder how my little lily's doing. Well, I can see the water on there needs a good change. I shall have to get that out and get some fresh in there from the pond. Oh, I see we've got 5 leaves now, so we've got an extra leaf, so it's still growing. I shall have to get the water change done on that pretty quickly. It's really green, so I'll get that done, get the water changed, but it's still growing. Got another leaf there. Pleased about that. But great stuff. I've got a little bit of work after having that time away to clear up. Lily's still growing well. I did cut that back quite well before I got poorly, but it's still growing well, both lilies. There's only 2 lilies there, by the way. Fish all look good. My wife's done a lovely job of looking after them. They all look good. So yeah, not too bad at all. That plant has turned into a bit of a triffid. I don't know how I set that so well to grow like that. That's just one single plant in them long plant boxes that I put in there, and it's absolutely just taken over. It did actually blow in the pond when we had them bad winds, but not too bad at all. Yeah, great stuff. All's good in the filter house. Oh, I did actually ask the wife to get me some fish food while I was away, and I seem to have ended up with the biggest bag of koi sticks I've ever seen, but there you go, bless her, she does try. But all's good in here, everything's working well. Great stuff. Yeah, the canister filter at the end there, they are good. Try not to push your water through them too fast. Obviously the slower you put the water through them, the more effective they are. But I do top up once or twice a week using tap water straight into the pond, but very slowly, as I say. Only trickle it in. RDF's doing well, it's going great guns, it's never been a problem. Now I don't know about you guys, but wow, have you noticed how the koi have grown this year? They've got massive. They've really put some size on this year. Don't know whether you can see them very well, but they've really got some size to them. Even my little ones have really grown. This weather has really put some size on them. I must say I do prefer it now, taking the taller grasses out of the centre basket here. It's a lot better now. I can see the fish better and the pond, see the pond better I did make a mistake putting the taller grasses in there, but I do like it now. It's just gone really well, and that seems to be growing now I've replanted it, so all good. Yeah. Well guys, I'm going to whip the net off. I've got several jobs waiting for me, so I'm going to get them done, and I'll show you what I did in the next video. So it just leaves me to say thank you for your support and watching. Do take care, and as always, happy ponding.